Isekai and Romance always feel like that old couple that fights but still sticks together. That's why today we're going to take a look at the top 10 new Isekai Romance anime to watch. Let's go! Number 10 in Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride.
人々から恐れられ、忌み嫌われる魔術師。名はザガン。
なぜ私を買われたのですか?
Starting off our list is this series that presumably teaches you how to love your elf bride if you ever do get to have one. Our boy Zagan was looking for some items that were going to make him one of the strongest in humanity's arsenal. But what he bought instead was a rare white-haired elf. Let me tell you, that man did not regret his decision whatsoever.
ここに座るがいい。
ご主人様の仰せのままに。
本当に座っちゃったよ。
This anime is pretty new, so we can't actually say for sure how good it is, but with an elf bride, I'd say it already has its charms. From the trailer, it also looks like it's gonna dive deep into the backstories of the different characters, which is kind of rare if you look at the Isekai anime. It also seems like there's not going to be any fan service either, so is this gonna be wholesome? Number 9, the banished former hero lives as he pleases.
謝ってください。ハレン君は立派な方です。出来損ないなんかじゃありません。
What would you do if you were already banished and someone was also trying to kill you? That's what our boy Alan has to go through, and he's just as optimistic as ever. After he's expelled from his family, he's just trying to live his life, but trouble always seems to keep finding him. But what they don't know is that he's a former hero with his past memories and powers.
犠牲にして成り立つ国というのは間違っていると思いますから。何のために転生したんだか。
First off, I have to say that the trailer soundtrack is a straight-up banger! It looks like it's going to be a harem slice-of-life anime with how many girls are being introduced, but who doesn't like that? The animation is pretty well done too, and it seems that they haven't slacked off when it comes to the fight scenes. Number 8, 7th time loop, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy.
お前でも夜に男と二人きりにされればそういう顔をするのか。
申し訳ありませんでした。
Another villain in this anime with a long title. This series is all about a girl whose name I would probably get a stroke if I tried reading out loud. She's already on her 7th try to rebuild her life, but she just keeps failing and things are just about to get even worse because she's gonna meet the person that killed her in her previous life.
この人、味音痴なのかもしれない。
おい、何か失礼なことを考えているだろう。
いえ、そんなことは。
What makes this series unique is that the villainess is actually on her 7th loop, and this means she's actually done this before. It brings in a whole new perspective to the entire genre, and I personally think it's a breath of fresh air. The plot is really good, and it doesn't feel cliche at all. You might also be surprised that most of the characters are well written and not just there for show. Number 7, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheap powers.
その姿は。
重化を解いただけだけど。
If you thought you had bad luck, then check this guy out. Not only is he named Bonanza, but when he's summoned as a hero, he only turns out to be an average merchant and doesn't have anything impressive. He can't go home and now the king wants him gone. But can he turn this situation around?
私は主殿のような強きお方の妻になれるのですね。
Okay, from the title alone, you already know that he has super cheap powers, and he might get them when he gets to level 2. This looks like an isekai that doesn't take itself seriously, and you shouldn't too, because it might just ruin your entire experience. I mean, look at the characters. They look straight out of Konosuba. It's got a pretty light atmosphere, and it might focus more on comedy than anything else, kind of like Smartphone in Another World. But the good thing here is that it's being animated by JC staff, the people who animated Food Wars. Number 6, Unnamed Memory.
私はどこへ行っても何をしても必ずあなたのところに戻ります。そしてあなたより先には死なない。
Get ready because this is where the real emotions start to hit. Unnamed Memory focuses on Oscar, who starts a journey to find the witch of the Azure Moon because his curse kills any woman that becomes his wife. When he sees the witch, he gets this giant light bulb above his head. Why break the curse when he can marry someone who's beautiful and powerful enough to not be affected by it?
ようこそこちらへどうぞ
That's a 1000 IQ move right there, my weebs. This is actually a pretty interesting series because both the characters have a really mysterious past that we have yet to know. It also looks to be a bit wholesome at times, and there's a chance that it'll be full of action too. It's a multi-dimensional series that's great for people who don't want a brain-dead romance. Number 5, The Aristocrat, Otherworldly Adventure.
お、カイ様、おはようございます。
テレス、シルク、おはよう。今日からよろしく頼むね。
Serving gods who go too far. This time we figure out that Truck-kun's not the only way for you to get isekai'd, because for our boy Kazuya, it was getting stabbed. He reincarnated with his memories in another world, but because he was a good guy, the goddess from that other world actually gave him blessings that were so overpowered they were basically cheats.
随分と仲がおよろしそうですが、これはお話が必要かしら。カイン君はそこで正座して待っててね。
正座？
いいから、せ、い、ざ。
You might think that it's a normal isekai, but the overpoweredness on this one is so crazy that there's basically nobody who could fight him and win. It even has a harem, and while you may think it lacks originality, you might be surprised at the truly insane things that happen in the series. It's just a fan watch, especially if you have nothing else to do and just want to relax. Just watch it, and you'll know what I mean. Number 4, Isekai Shikaku.
ようこそ冒険者よ。あなたは選ばれ転移したのです。
使命知らんよそんなこと僕は死に場所を探しているだけだ
If we're talking about unique isekai romance, then this one probably takes the win. Meet Osamu Dazai. No, not the guy from Bungu Stray Dogs, but our Osamu Dazai. Here is from 1948, and he got transported to another world. He just wants to find the perfect place to die, but even though he tries his hardest to off himself, he just lives. Bro literally can't die if he wants to, and when he does, he gets transported to another world.
僕の人生だなるほど異世界か悪くない
This is a pretty awesome concept, and you rarely see these new takes on isekai. The animation also looks top-notch as well as the voice acting. I'm really looking forward to this series and just how big of an impact it'll have. I mean, imagine cute cat girls and a literal goddess looking out for a guy who just wants to die. Do you think if he does die, he gets sent to another world again? Number 3, why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion.
寝てる間に襲われたと勘違いしてまるでこの世の終わりのように泣き叫んだあの時
いつ私が泣き叫んだって。そもそも誤解させるようなことをしたのはそっちでしょ。
Now this one is a classic, and you might be surprised it's straight out of a Korean manhwa. Our girl was reborn as a minor character in a novel called Raeliana, and she's destined to die because of her fiancé. With this knowledge, Raeliana tries her best to avoid her fate, and at that time has this great idea to go ahead and just approach the main protagonist.
私ったら身分の高い公爵様にあんなこと。なんだか少し近くなった感じ。
How cool do you have to be a minor character and just overpower fate by joining hands with the MC of this series? This isn't your boring villainous isekai story because the MC isn't even your typical nice guy. He has that hidden dark side that he doesn't show anyone. The music, the animation, the plot, the series just has it all. I wouldn't even be surprised if this came out to be one of the top villainous anime. Number 2, villainous level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord.
竜がお腹を空かしているから何か食べるものを。一緒にいるうちにアリシアさんにも懐いちゃったみたいですね。
So, what happens when the hidden boss and the demon lord fight? Well, ask our girl Yumiella Darkness, who is being discriminated against because of her dark hair is being related to the demon lord. But the funny thing is, she's actually from Japan and was reincarnated in this Otame game as the hidden boss who will fight the MC after the demon lord's defeated. But she's not gonna give in to fate that easily.
心配しなくても大丈夫ですよ。魔力切れの方もいるでしょうから、次の足止めは私がやります。
は
次やめろ
Similar to the 7th time loop, Villainous level 99 adds some spice to the very saturated villainous genre by adding in some unique concepts. This time, as a hidden boss, our girl is just OP as hell. Because of that added aspect, there are a lot of fight scenes and the animation is actually pretty awesome. It's just great to see that the person we're following in the villainous anime is no pushover. Number 1, Tales of Wedding Rings.
わかるじゃろそうなんだ魔法を使うのは大変なことなのですねまさかこやつら脳筋無能ただの引きこもり
Last but not least is Tales of Wedding Rings. Our boy Satao was head over heels for his childhood friend, especially now that they're in high school. He's having a lot of trouble when it comes to confessing to her, but the thing is, Hime and her grandfather just came out of thin air 10 years ago. Is she hiding something and will this affect the relationship?
ねえ佐藤私のは
ああごめん姫は自分でやってくれ
普通そこまでやる
First things first, do not expect this series to have any mind-bending plot like Evangelion because deep inside it's just an ecchi harem anime, and we all know we like it. It has a pretty unique art style which actually just works, and the art is just amazing. From beast girls to elf girls and even to cat girls, there's something here for everyone. And it doesn't mean it's all ecchi because there's a lot of action too. That's why it's number 1 in our list of the top 10 new Isekai romance anime to watch.